This is the best of John Miller.
Sweet mother.
Today, we meet some people with interesting or unusual jobs, like Tom Zeke. He's not just a go-getter.
You have to just keep at him.
He's a gopher-getter. And for decades, Opal Dixon gave help that was right on key. She shows us it takes a lot of patience and love to be a piano teacher. Also, John tries out a few different jobs himself. See what happens when he stretches his vocal cords as an auctioneer. And we think you're really gonna laugh when you see Twinkle Toes, John as a ballet dancer.
Discover the lighter side of Northwest living as Idaho's News Channel 7 presents The Best of John Miller.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome. I'm David Augusto. Today, we put John to work in a special job edition of The Best of John Miller. We started off tonight with a national champion in Boise. It's not a football or basketball player, but to be sure, Roz Keys is a team player. You've probably never heard of Roz, but as John shows us, if you stay at one Boise hotel, you'll be glad she's on the team.
Have you ever made USA Today? Roz Keys has.
Housekeeping?
How does a housekeeper in Boise, Idaho make a national newspaper?
This is our guest comment card.
Okay. And like a lot of people filled these out and wrote,
Yes.
Roz is extra special.
Yes.
We love her.
Yes.
She's the best.
Yes.
So you're like on top of everything.
Yes.
Now let's say, this plate was missing. I took that out of there. You'd know.
Oh, yes. Okay.
How many spoons were we supposed to have in here,
You're
Roz?
supposed to have 2 of everything. This is a no-no.
The dreaded ruffled note paper.
So that's not passing the Roz inspection.
Yes.
Inspector Roz says
Yes.
thumbs down on that, huh?
Yes, so this has to go. This is what I do.
This is
I
good.
come in here, I open these curtains up, I rattle these curtains. I'm looking for hair,
And of course,
water spots.
and believe it or not,
This is to me an overspray. And so these little oversprays.
overspray?
That's an overspray.
Wait a second.
It's right here.
An overspray? Roz, no
it's-
one's going to notice the overspray.
but Roz Keys will, and that's about half the reason she's Marriott's National Housekeeper of the Year.
I think it takes a lot of patience and caring for each other. I have a lot of love. And I make sure everybody knows how I feel. Here we go. Come here, Fernando. Come here, honey. Come here, honey.
She's a wonderful person. She is the best.
So housekeeping seems A-okay here, huh?
Yes.
It's A-okay.
Congratulations, everything was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
They love me.
Even if she admits she's a little picky, but then no one complains about a picky housekeeper, especially the kind who makes your hotel room feel like a home.
This is my world. I love it here.
Roz gets to know some of her guests so well, sometimes she takes their kids to movies or walks their pets. Now that's a champ. Alrighty, Tom Zeke's been fighting the same war year after year, a ground war with a ground warrior. Maybe not the most fearsome creature to walk the earth, but as John shows us, it's among the most menacing to dig beneath.
When I first met Tom Zeke, I was a little worried he'd lost his sense of humor.
This is my 11th year doing that.
And you call yourself a what?
Gopher poker.
Tom assured me when you spend your life driving around poking gophers, you never lose your sense of humor, even if his customers find nothing funny about them.
I think they're just dirty little varmints.
Okay, then I get my probe.
Oh, you don't whack them with that thing now, do you?
No, this will be to find their tunnel system to put the bait in.
And that's?
Strychnine.
Carried around in a pail.
Yeah, that's crossbones and skeleton. Danger, poison.
That's not Frosted Flakes, is it?
No.
And you're the enemy.
I'm the enemy.
Prime enemy number 1.
Yep.
Tom the Terrible.
We have to keep after him.
Going this way and then back that way.
So Tom, have you ever been out doing the job and ran across a wayward gopher making across the old field or something?
We very seldom see him running around above ground.
That's because they're tunnel-dwelling, yard-wrecking.
Dirty little varmints.
You're going that way. How do you know that the thing isn't going that way?
Well, he's dug there, and he's dug there, and here, so I feel that he's digging from that area.
Yeah. You're the one who would know, huh?
It takes experience.
A long stick, a little poison, and a lot of walking to become so outstanding in his field.
The head gopher poker.
All right.
Are you winning?
Well, like I say, you have to just keep at him.
John Miller, Idaho.
Ada County Pest Control has dealt with 1,800 gopher customers this fiscal year, and get this, they still have 264 more orders to go. Wow. Well, if you could have someone else's job for a day, what would you choose? John Miller had a lot of choices for his series, John's Job. Everyone voiced their good ideas, but Alan Armstrong's voice was one of the loudest. It should be, since Alan is an auctioneer, and he thought it might be easy to teach a loudmouth like John to actually sell something. He thought.
I got 1,500 bid. Now, what do you give? How much? 20 your head's going the wrong way.
Alan Armstrong could probably sell anything.
Sold $115.
Even sold me on the idea that I might actually be an auctioneer.
10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40.
50, 50, 60, 60.
70, 70, 80, 80.
90, 90. And then what's 100?
100,
100.
I learned that in addition to antiques and classic cars that go for thousands,
10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, sold.
the fishing nets and fax machines of the world also got to get sold.
105, 105, 105.
Sell it.
Sold.
So standing there making the most of old motorcycles.
Oh, come on, folks. We got that. Look at this paint job on this thing.
Developing my own delivery.
I'm doing the frill.
Well, I began to realize
What did bid 5, 5, bid 5, bid 5. And now 7.5, 7.5.
the prospect of actually selling anything this way is enough to leave a guy speechless.
Now, if I try to sell something, am I going to be like nervous about this?
I don't think so. I don't know.
think it'd be
You're on
totally
TV
nervous
all
here.
the time. You're not going to be nervous.
Different. I mean, I don't have to sell anything.
This
to
is
anybody.
easy. What I used to do was drive down the road, and every red truck that came by or whatever, that was a new bid.
Do I have 80? 80. Do I have 80? 85. Do I have 85? And do I have 85? I have 85.
So that way it's a little more realistic.
Do I have 90? Do I have 90? Do I sound like a hick or something?
And by the time I'd arrived at the big night, I learned something else.
35, like
Auction goers tend to be more interested in aluminum siding than they are in Idaho Life reporters.
I've never really done this before.
Just talk loud and clear and sell it quick.
It turned out to be an antique dresser.
John's going to sell it.
Well, he was going to try.
I have 55 for the dresser. 55. 55. 55 is where I'm at.
And before I knew it, in $5 increments, I climbed all the way past $140.
Woo, can I have 145?
Learning it's tough to put your money where your mouth is.
160, I'm going to sell it. 155.
And Alan Armstrong's job is one tough sell.
All right. Woo, man.
John wants to thank Alan and his wife Dee for all their patience. They hold an auction every Tuesday up in Caldwell across from the police station. The place is called Flying Pie, but will these pizzas come in for a crash landing? Later, John goes for a spin as a pizza maker.
Well, you should say a few prayers to start with.
Okay, sweet.
And later, he works as dog bait. As the target for some four-legged police officers.
Sweet mother.
Our special edition of The Best of John Miller continues after this.
Discover the lighter side of Northwest living as Idaho's News Channel 7 presents The Best of John Miller.
Welcome back to The Best of John Miller. Well, have you got a craving for pizza? You may lose it after you see what John throws at you tonight in part 2 of John's Jobs. As he discovered, pizza making is best left to the professionals like Pepperoni, Picasso, Angie Crago.
There are a few things you gotta do before you try Angie Crego's job. First, you gotta strip down.
I'd wear your t-shirt probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on here. Temporary near nakedness about to happen. Okay.
Ooh.
Then you gotta scrub down.
Super sanitary.
Okay. No Miller cooties today. What are we doing now?
First we throw.
And hey, watch out for that
You
flour.
don't want to drop that too hard, do you?
No, you get a little flour in your eyes.
Like, that's what you want to avoid, right?
Yeah. Then just throw. Very nice.
Actually, I learned throwing is really a small part of the pizza profession, though you will occasionally find a throw pro like
Mario. He's
Mario? He's like the Michael Jordan of pizza.
And though I am not, Even Angie had to admit,
my pizza looks pretty good.
Your pizza looks wonderful.
So what's this part called?
Putting the sauce on the pizza.
a combo pizza, calling for cheese, salami, mushrooms, green peppers, and exactly 0.06 pounds of onions. And you know what? I got it on my first try.
I'm moving back to the other scale.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
most comfortable there.
Okay.
What is linguiça?
It's a Basque sausage.
A Basque sausage?
Yeah.
And along with pepperoni,
You don't have to count them.
the last part of my first,
There she goes.
Very nice.
and probably my last pizza, mainly because my half-an-hour jobby
That's a beautiful pizza.
would have taken Angie, the princess of pepperoni, a mere 58 seconds.
So you gotta be fast.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's your pizza.
Not the prettiest or the fastest, still.
Things don't work out in the TV business.
You got a job.
I got a job.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks.
Very nice.
I definitely don't think John should give up his day job, but I have to admit, that looked pretty tasty. Kind of made me hungry. Welcome back. Before the break, it was flying pies. Now it's flying leaps. This time, John's job is something better left to someone with a soft step. We show you the hilarious consequences when John jumped in feet first at a Meridian ballet school.
Plie and stretch. Plie and stretch.
Wow.
Plie means bending of the knees.
And you know what it means when you agree to teach a bunch of 3-year-olds to plie, jeter, and sauter?
Oh boy.
It means any shred of credibility is about to take a flying sachet right out the window.
There you go. That's right. First position is nice and round. It's very important that you keep both legs stretched and both toes pointed as you jump over.
Are you guys getting all this?
Alrighty.
They
And
can't hardly wait to get started with this one.
they are very excited.
And leaping toy lizards. It's time for the grand jeté.
Okay, Leanna. Big jump, a grand jeté.
Sorry, kid, that's no grand jeté. Now this.
Yes, exactly right. There you go. Okay, girls, it's time for you to do your own dances. And where's your smile, Rachel?
So what's your major goal at this age with them?
For them, it is to help them become a little bit more coordinated. Give them an introduction to some of the basics and terminology of ballet.
Right. But you think that my grand jeté probably influenced them to be, high?
Absolutely. I would say that seeing you dance just inspired them
Right.
to higher heights.
John says they're the toughest tootsies you'll ever teach, though, especially if you're the substitute. After the break, we wrap up John's job by sending him to the dogs.
Fast, 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 fast!
The police dogs. They got to practice attacking someone.
All right, everybody ready? All right, let's do it, guys.
And later, you may hate him without even knowing him.
Foul ball!
George Santos shows us what it's like to be an umpire when the best of John Miller returns. Welcome back. Back in '98, John Miller spent a crazy week in the shoes of 4 other people learning about their jobs hands-on. And in what is personally my favorite story, his final occupation, the Boise Police Department literally put the bite on him. It was the job of his life, or maybe we should say he was running for his life.
If I was going to train Bleck and Bruno, the police dogs, I'd need this giant bite-proof agitator suit and one of our newfangled helmet cams.
Bruno, Randy's dog, he really does hit hard.
Okay.
I mean, so what we're thinking about doing is...
What is that supposed to mean?
That means I don't want you to get hurt. But
Gee, neither do I.
Luckily, K9 handlers Kyle Christensen and Randy Arthur were there to help me get the swing of it.
Jeez, look at that. What are some things I should keep in mind as we put on the agitator suit?
Well, you should say a few prayers to start with.
Okay.
sweet mother.
Ooh, come on, faster next time.
Lock me!
Randy controls Bruno with Czechoslovakian commands.
Kanosh, lock me. So stan.
Bruno knows 12 words in all, At this point, I only knew 2.
Sweet mother.
Fast, 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 fast! Good boy!
Oh, God!
Good boy!
Oh, God! So he's really not a natural-born killer.
No, he's definitely not that. Natural-born hunter.
The truth is, Bruno and Black are gentle as lambs.
Fast, 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 fast!
Unless you're a bad guy.
Like, what if I didn't have the suit on right now?
You'd be screaming like a little girl. So if you ever hear us yell at you, stop or I'll send the dog. You know what the best thing to do is.
Can I?
John says his arm was a little bit banged up from his work with the dogs. And he says all 4 jobs he tried were simply too tough for him. So lucky for us, he's sticking to feature stories. Speaking of which, over the last half-century, Opal Dixon has had so many folks stop by her house, she's become a legend in Gooding. She should receive a medal for her patience and dedication. But for now, John thought he'd give her some simple recognition for sharing the gift of music.
It's the same scene at the same house almost every hour, almost every day since 1942.
Hiya.
No hats allowed when you sit down at Opal Dixon's piano.
I started when I was 16. I'm now 90. So 16 from 90 is 74 years.
74 years spent over one shoulder or another adds up to a lot of students.
Around a couple of thousand.
A couple thousand people.
I would guess that.
And she can guess when 13-year-old Ryan Etchart hasn't practiced.
Okay, you got a lot of work to do up in here.
Ryan will likely quit long before he reaches Carnegie Hall, as will 11-year-old brother Travis.
Good morning, Opal.
Opal has gotten used to it.
I tell my children, what I'm teaching them is to love music, enjoy all that they hear. Music washes away the dust of everyday life.
But judging by the basketball shoes on his feet, the days of the Black Forest polka and the Tooly-Ooly Dooly are numbered.
Sports take precedent, as you well know, over everything else.
That's okay. After them,
Okay. See you on Tuesday, Opal.
Come on!
there will be others, always someone waiting to sit under the eyes and ears of Opal Dixon.
Well, the Lord's left me with good eyes, good ears, and pretty good mind up to now. I'll just continue on. Real good. That sounded fine.
That is beautiful. We talked to Opal recently. She's now 97 and full of energy. She did tell us she doesn't teach anymore because of eye problems, but she still plays songs from memory, and she also told us she was playing up a storm when we called.
Die! Die! Die!
Still to come, meet another person who has spent half a century in the same job. George Santos shows us the view from behind the plate. Well, he never swings a bat or scores the winning run, and he's the one the fans love to hate. So why would anyone be an umpire? That's a question best left to George Santos, answered at a baseball diamond where John met him literally at home behind the plate.
I imagine in 50 years you've never made a wrong call.
Well, the old saying says it's not a call until I make it. And if I make it, it's right.
Love ya. All right, everybody ready? Let's do it, guys.
You've been in this, in one way or another, for how long?
Since 1947.
Hi! Hi! Die!
And I imagine the money back in 1947 wasn't that great.
Well, it was a buck and a half was a softball game, and they'd pass the hat if they collect enough money in the crowd. Then tomorrow night they try to pick up some more money and pay you that night and the night before. So they try to make it up.
Foul ball!
It's a good thing passing the hat is a thing of the past. Nowadays, Thursday night slow-pitch softball isn't the biggest draw in town, but the guys who hang around the ballpark speak for a lot of people when they speak of George Santos.
Well, I was playing Optimus football in, 8 years old. They were the best times of my life, and George was part of it and made it that much better.
He says since he's the one who makes the calls, he's never made a wrong one.
To tell you the truth, I've had a lot of close plays at second base with George standing over the top of me, and he's missed a couple in 50 years.
Will he be missed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good umps are always missed, trust me.
Go for it. Go ahead.
Especially the kind who never, ever missed a call.
If he did, it was a mistake.
He's fair, let's put it that way. And yeah, after 50 years, I'd be happy to see him 50 more.
Not curving.
See that. Good luck, George. Well, one summer day a few years back, Floyd Adams was in a frenzy at 11th Avenue and 6th Street North. He had to be to keep one arm's length ahead of the Nampa traffic. Floyd is one of the most flamboyant people you'll ever find in any construction zone anywhere, and John managed to cross his path.
Whole flapping arm story.
Ready?
They're ready.
Okay, let's go.
You see, when it's lights out,
You say.
Floyd's on.
But I'm just a common guy doing a job.
And oh, what a job he does. One arm, two arms.
If he waves his arms anymore, he's going to take off out of that intersection.
You come on.
If he said it once,
Come on.
he said it a million times.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Just a common guy
Hey, let's go.
with a common goal.
Try to keep the people safe. Go.
Whether they hear him
Go.
or not.
Go.
The R2-D2 of Detour.
Go.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you. Around the corner.
How long you been doing this?
About a month.
A month?
Let's go.
You seem to have it down pat.
I know you're there. Stand still. I'll get to you in just a minute.
Don't you get kind of nervous on these giant, huge trucks come whizzing right by?
No.
No?
No, 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 no.
All I can say is you got about the smallest office in the entire world out here.
He's flapping Floyd Adams.
The flying flagger.